Hi everyone, Rod with Stirling Soap Company. Emerson is behind the camera, Mandy with Stirling Roastery. We wanted to give you a quick 2-minute walkthrough, show you an update of what we've done so far with the demolition for the coffee roastery building. So come on in. So real quick, if you haven't seen the first video walkthrough, pause, go back to our playlist and watch that one first so you can kind of get a better feel for just how much we've taken out in here. Hopefully that it shows up well enough on Mandy's phone that you can see the walls we've ripped out, the office has been ripped out in here. We've basically gutted the buildings and we're getting the last little bit of carpet here that they had glued down to the concrete so we can clean that out. Come on, Mandy, let's go this way. Real quick, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video walkthrough, but you see on the old ceiling tiles, we had a lot of rust just from leaks in the roof never being repaired. So we were able to find the original company that made these in Missouri, and they still have the stamp from the 1800s that was used to make these ceiling tiles. So they're going to be stamping us some new tin replacement tiles so that we can, once we're ready to, we'll replace all these and come in here, sand all this silver paint off of it and get them repainted nice. You want to come this way, maybe? So in here is where we've got the most work done. We've got this one gutted, almost ready to start cleaning the concrete floors, replaster the lime over the walls. I'd hoped we'd be able to leave some of the exposed brick, but it's just in too bad of shape. So we're gonna have lime plaster fitted back in over the spots where it's missing, and we'll get these walls cleaned up and repainted, get the ceiling repainted, and finally get the floor stained, and then we'll be ready to start. We'd initially planned on using this kind of the third building, but since it's the smallest one and the closest one to being done, we're going to go ahead and install the coffee roaster in here, and we won't have any customers coming in. It will just be for coffee roasting, just because this one's the fastest one that we can get going and get the coffee out. And then once we have that done, we'll move over to the other two buildings and start restoring those so that we can eventually move the coffee roaster into the big building on the south side. But I mean, as you can see, you know, if you've watched the other video, it's completely gutted, it's open. We should be getting more light in here as soon as we get the new windows put in the top up front. That dark area that you're seeing right now, we'll have windows up there that'll really capture the natural light of the afternoon and make things really nice in here. So let's go ahead and over to the third building. And we've pretty much done the same thing over here. We've gutted the whole thing. We scraped all the loose plaster off the walls so that it can be redone. We've actually moved boxes and overflow from Stirling Soap Company over here just for storage right now. I haven't been able to find anyone that has an exact match for the ceiling tiles, but thankfully most of the tiles in here aren't in nearly as bad a shape, so we should be able to repair most of them here. And then, like I said, as I said in the first video, we'll have the two new skylights put in here, which will give us some nice natural light. And then we'll put the original windows from the 1920s, or not the original windows, but there used to be windows up top here when the building was first built. So we're going to put those back in here just for the same reason, to capture that natural light. But this building, because it's the biggest and the most work, it's still a few months down the line because we want to get to roasting the coffee just as soon as possible. So that's why all efforts are really going to be focused in the next month on the northernmost building, just so that we can get that roaster installed and get going and get the coffee out to the customers. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. Next week we got insulation coming to be blown in on the back wall, and we should have the drilling done to the concrete so we can install the new bathroom, the new sinks, and go from there. We'll post more updates as we can. Have a good weekend.